property of this Formula One racetrack. They found like 50 acres or something. It's supposed to be environmentally sensitive.
On top of the dump?
Yeah, no, next to the dump, but part of the racetrack. Next to the racetrack, they got it. I don't know how they're going to keep that environmentally sound.
So they're going to run cars and asphalt it over and then call it environmental. Well, my impression of Texas is it's not very. Just build wherever. What the heck?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, all of the. Houston's ugly. Austin, I think's ugly. I think Austin's ugly. Dallas is ugly. There's no really pretty cities. There's parts of them that are pretty, but there's no. It's mainly let's develop and then we'll figure out where to stick a park in later. That's part of the problem with a city like Houston. When a hurricane comes, the flooding is so bad because normally the rain, the runoff from the rain is not bad, but if you get 10 or 20 inches, 15 inches of rain, you get really bad flooding. So that's because everything's paved over pretty much.
They do get that much rain too.
Off of a hurricane you can, yeah. Well, especially if you're right off the Gulf. You wouldn't get that here if it came inland. It would be diminished. It'd be 10 or less, maybe 8, 6.
But I've seen 8 happen the other day here.
8 happen, yeah. Certainly
I
possible.
wasn't here that day because I came back.
Well, that's going to cause some pretty good flooding, I would imagine. 8 inches of rain, but if Houston takes 15 inches of rain in 24 hours, it's going to have some pretty hefty flooding there. So that's the trade-off for the economy. And now you look at California, where in coastal California it might cost you 50 or 75 grand for a permit to build a house, if it's not restricted. Well, that's pretty nice. That's a shot of Austin there. So this turns into Martin Luther King here. We're on Martin Luther King.
Yeah, it seems like the area we're headed to, it's over toward that direction, which is that's something intuitive. I thought this street went straight into MLK, but
it looks like it curves a little bit and goes over.
There's a little bit of the curve up ahead. More further on the inside.
290 out of Houston curves, it actually heads north and then it curves within about 10 or 15 miles and then goes west.
Right up here is a creek that 25 years ago I saw a tortoise or turtle this big around it swimming like 2 feet wide, swimming upstream.
The creek and the turtle are long gone there. There still may be a creek, water may run off, but the turtle's probably, who knows.
Well, I've seen turtles that big in Barton Creek, too. Right down here.
But now, is Barton Springs in town, is that still a swimming hole?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you can go there and swim?
The water's pretty cold, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, now, obviously, it's wintertime, but...
This is another Dollar General. Just now. It's 2 new Dollar Generals in the last.
Dollar General seems to be the thing. Because they don't sell anything that spoils, so that eliminates a lot of cost.
Yeah.
Everything has an indefinite shelf life. And they sell a lot of, I noticed they got a fair amount of pet stuff. People are going in there and stocking up.
Yeah, and they're cheaper on that.
Yeah, it's cheaper. And it's probably hurting Walmart pretty good. Because I don't know if you go to Walmart much, but we've hit, I don't know, dozen or so Walmarts in the last year, and their prices are inched up. It's not the cheapest anymore.
No, that's nothing but brainwashing advertising.